It's Tuesday. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for hanging out with me for another installment of Deplorable Discussions. Appreciate all you guys tuning in early for the pre-show as we get started here. Wherever you're watching, jump into chat, say hello. I'll do my best to give each and every one of you a shout out, and then we'll officially get the show started at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. You guys know the drill. Let's get it going. Let's see. Qoy, Sileboard, Just Jesse, Truth Teller 101, Lino Vincent, Powdered Sugar, Lucy Anders, and Sucka Q. What's up, guys? Good to see you all over there in the mosh pit on D Live. Hope you're all having a great Tuesday so far. What's up to my friends on Rumble? I see Liberty's Great Awakening over there and S.I. Lacey. What's going on, guys? Hit that thumbs up button, share the link. You guys know the drill over there. Thank you so much. Shout out to the Twitter, YouTube, Odyssey, and Cloud Hub viewers out there. We don't call you all out individually, but do appreciate your viewership. So thank you guys for tuning in. And of course, the best and only place to watch the second half of today's show, and the best place in general just to watch any broadcast, is pilled.net, the comfy bunker, the true home of free speech online. If you guys are over there, jump into chat and make sure you say hello. Let's see who's all chilling with us today. Delia in there early. Thank you, Delia, for hanging out today. I see Patriot 714 and Lance Lightsphere not far behind. There's Joe Elaine keeping everything super comfy for us, doing her mod thing. Thank you, Joe. Floyd, due diligence in the house as well. What's up, Floyd? Thank you for the cookie, too. A triple stuffed bison Wagyu taco with all the fixins cookie. Oh, man, that sounds absolutely delicious. Send a few my way, Floyd, for sure. D. Richard, what's up, man? Good to see you. Let's see, Ken Chris out there as well. What's up, Ken Chris? And oh my, lots of conversation here to scroll through. All right, General Buford checking in from West Tennessee. What's up, Buford? We got Truth Teller 101 out there as well. Good to see you guys. R. Harrell in the house. Cali Patriot 14, welcome. Good to see you. And we got Fazik and Barb Robbins. There's Pip's mom checking in from abroad, Wales, UK. Shout out to all of our Patriots abroad. Love seeing the reach of this little broadcast. Range Pony, what's up, Range Pony? Shane RQ, KC Powwow. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. How we doing today, sir? Let's see, Jenna Seppi in the house. How you doing, Jen? Good to see you. We got Paul Thaddeus out there. John Smith. Good to see Snow Bunny 68 and PNW Sasquatch. What's up, Squatch? How you doing? Glass Wanda, welcome. Norm, Hang 10, Alien Surfer, Renee 0304. Good to see Running Patriot out there. And Idaho Patriot 89 checking in as well. Cautious Observer hooking us up with a ship. Thank you so much. Very kind of you to kick us off with a very nice donation there. So just spreading the love. Thanks to those who support me so I could support you. Much love, brother. Thank you so much, Cautious Observer. You're always so extremely generous with this broadcast, and I really do appreciate it. Cycle Chris, what's going on? Awake Russell out there. What's up, Russell? How you doing? Lizzie B, Jenker 2, Laura Y, repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. Warrior in the Garden. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. There's Mama Bear, Patriot acrylic painter out there as well. Lizzie B, Sigurd Dragon Slayer, and PDX Patriot 722 rather. Got my numbers all screwed up. But yeah, good to see you all. And look at that, down to the bottom of the Rumble or the pilled chat with 2 minutes to go. That means Drunk Pinata hasn't let class out yet. The bell rung, but he's holding class a bit late today. Adam Hugapug, how you doing? Slaybell 72, Spirit 554 in the house. Good to see you, my friends. So good to be with you all. Honey Pot Hounds, Rob Bod, good to see you guys over there as well. UK Patriot 55 checking in from the UK. Love to see it. Again, big shout out to all of our Patriots abroad. What's up, Eagle Freedom? I see you sneaking in over there on Pilled. Let me check over here again. All caught up on D Live. Martin 1776. How we doing, bud? Good to see you. Good to see all of you guys. Hit that red pill button, repost the show as you're coming on in, share the links, all those little things, guys. Rockin' Socks 93, welcome. Patriot Bro, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Welcome, you guys. All right. Well, let's get this show underway, shall we? Clover Lily, good to see you, Clover Lily. Hope you're having a great day. Patriot Mom 76 in the house as well. PDX Patriot hooking us up with some shades. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. All right, Tweety 52, welcome and good to see you. Sig your Dragon Slayer. I think I said hi to you twice. That's all right. Roy Stones and Bones, Vanita 71. What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good one. Hey, there's Russian Bot checking in from Spanaway, Washington. Dig deeper. Welcome. Good work, gal. How we doing? Boys Blanc in the house hooking us up with a cookie. Heavy D 007 Biatch Trump Red Pill 1. Now everyone's piling in. Dread Quarters. Good to see you, my friend. What's up, guys? Cool. All right. Seriously, though. We're going. Flawless in USA, Red Gun 51. Every time I'm about to hit it. Brian 1871, Mad Joker. Soon as the clock hits 4:01, I'm done. Molan Labe. What's up, Kaiman? Checking in from South Africa. The Gray Man. What's up, Gray Man? Boys Blocks is late. Audience issues. TN helping. LOL. Patriot Drummer. Good to see you. Mix Picks. How we doing today? All right. Cutting it off. If you didn't get in there by now, we'll catch you guys on the next one. You hear me, Cap 1Q? I see you. All right, guys, let's do this.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all. I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall. We're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production. Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult hero is the power that's controlling the flight. With all the patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they can find. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replacing with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only incentivized to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. So now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess, they want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
Let's go. It's Tuesday. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for another installment of Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adol Nero. It is February 2nd, February 6th. I don't know where the hell I got February 2nd from. February 6th, 2024. Wait, is it February 2nd Groundhog's Day?
Yes.
That's hilarious. February 6th, 2024.
Have you learned to play the piano yet?
I'm not. I'm here with my OG crew, Drunk Pinata and Tennessee Homesteader. We're off to a fucking flying start here today. What's up, TN? How we doing?
Okay. Today has gone by really quickly. I don't know why, but it's like all of a sudden my alarm was going off. Time for the show. What?
Oh man, I wish I had a similar experience. I feel like my day has been absolutely crawling along, but every day I have to go into the office feels like that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, but glad you're here, man. Glad.
I remember them digs.
Yeah. Do you miss them?
No.
Yeah.
I miss. There's a couple of things I miss. Sometimes I miss the ferry ride into San Francisco. That was a pain in the ass to do because of how many people did it and how early you had to get there, blah, blah, blah. But it was a fun ride.
Right. No, I can see that. Yeah.
That's, kind of the last time I went into the office. Commuting to St. Louis from San Francisco was not fun. And I did that for months. Literally commute. I left on Monday morning, came back on Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't imagine that would be.
Nope.
That would be very enjoyable.
But after that gig, I worked from home the entire time. So, the commute like 15 seconds. So it wasn't but still, I don't miss it. I miss some of the camaraderie, some of the stuff. I miss going out with my pals in San Francisco, and although it's not what it is today, and doing the lunch circuit of what ethnic food will we have today.
Right. Lots of choices in San Francisco.
Yeah. I mean, I was 2 blocks from Chinatown, and there you have what province you want to eat at.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Get all that different kind of food.
But I wouldn't go back to that today. The way San Francisco is, from what I'm hearing, no way, no how.
No way. Most of those places are probably even still in business after COVID and the way that city's been managed.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Tian, glad you're here. Glad you made the commute into the panel today. So glad traffic wasn't too bad.
Nope.
Good. Otherwise, we'd have to have Bois Blanc, smooth things over.
I have to have it run shield for me at HR.
Yeah, he's got your back, man.
Yeah, cut me a tunnel. Oh, wait, no, tunnels are bad now. Cut me a bridge.
Oh man. All right, let's say hi to Mr. Drunk Pinata as well. What's up, Pinata? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Well, I'm glad that they finally have dropped all pretenses and that they can no longer cry about Trump retribution 2024.
Oh boy.
The Republicans have now torn off the masks and declared themselves to be what so many of them have so long been: terrorists, infiltrators, sworn on decreasing the security of the nation, decreasing the safety of its people, decreasing the viability of its allies. Terrorists. From Mike Johnson to Mike Lee. Terrorists. From Byron Donalds to Donald Trump. Round them up, charge them with the crimes they are committing as we speak, and the Americans whose lives they are endangering, and send the terrorists to Gitmo.
There you go. about the bill that they're opposed.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
is this where the party says, "Oh, my bad, Biden," because everything he said is like, "Where you been the past 3 years?"
Yeah, it's funny how
Isn't that
now
hilarious? How all of a sudden now they're like, oh, we could do something about the border, but they don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
What do you
and
mean?
it's
No,
so
because you already have all the tools.
but it's so transparent now. There's, for him to come out, and obviously he's whacked out, but for him to come out and say that when it's so obviously projection, because anybody with two brain cells to rub together can see what reality is. It's like what they're telling you about the economy. Everything's hunky dory until you go to the store and you can't afford to buy, or you're using your credit card to buy and you can't afford the payments, or more than likely you're just making minimum payments, which means you won't pay off the credit card forever.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious to me how all of a sudden now the border is an issue after them telling us for 3 years that the border was perfectly fine and secure. And now it's the Republicans' fault.
And it's obvious. You know why it's obvious?
So rich.
Dave X22 had a pretty good sort of take on it. Not necessarily, not going to go over the entire show that he did, but it's the whole aspect that this is their last gasp, and their last gasp to try to do something with the election by allowing these illegals not the right to vote, but the ability to do the mail-in and the things they cannot do to lack of COVID excuse. And that was his take, which is plausible, and it ain't working. They bit off way more than you can chew. If you really look at this bill, and a lot of them are doing so, and I noticed a lot of the media is not putting links to the bill either. And it's not a bill, by the way. We keep calling it a bill. It keeps being stated as a bill. It's an amendment to an existing bill, HR 15, which is to accommodate the veterans being able to get paid for extended care.
So they're tying it in with the veteran thing again. Oh,
Yes,
good Lord.
exactly. Exactly.
Republicans hate veterans. That's the problem. These terrorist Republicans, they hate our veterans.
Yes. And it doesn't shut down the border at all. Forget the 5,000. Not only the 5,000 aspect of it, it basically says once they reach the 5,000, they don't retort them. That's what the media is saying. They guide them over to the port of entry, because once he reached the 5,000, the only way you can come in is to the port of entry, and they are manning up with more people at the port of entry.
And even that can be done away with a swipe of the pen from Joe
Exactly.
Biden. So
you want to know another one? By Bongino, not that I call him out on it, but he had a mistake on. For those of you who watch the show, and after the sponsors, if I can have a minute, I'll show it, so that people don't go off with bad info. It'll only take me a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem. Before we go to sponsors, Pinata, did you have more you wanted to say about that or anything else?
I got one more thing. This is their really stellar and wonderful arguments for the 14th Amendment. So here you go.
It's preposterous, and I think it's really important. It's the reason I wrote the brief, to make sure that we surface the concerns that the framers of the 14th Amendment had about the rights of Black people to be full citizens, which is really the core of the 14th Amendment, to ensure full citizenship for Black people, and that Trump's insurrection was a very particular kind of insurrection. It was powered by his attacks on Black voters, his attempt to discredit the votes cast by Black voters, or at least who he thought were predominantly likely to be Black voters in Detroit, in Philadelphia, in Atlanta. Those are not random places that he picked. He picked those places for a very particular reason.
So there you go. He didn't
Holy crap.
pick them because they were the most populous swing counties for these swing states. No. It was just because he didn't like Black people.
And why were they the most popular and the most likely in the swing state? Isn't that where they cheated the most?
Yeah. But you only see the cheating because of racism, Tian.
Yes, of course. This
is again going to only further alienate
from
the black voting base, because they keep they keep using and abusing the Black community as the face of all their scams, man. Like at some point they're gonna just get tired of it and be like, look, this isn't on us anymore. Like we're not voting for you, we not part of this. Like we don't associate with you. We're done with your plantation. Like stop using racism against Black people as the reason or excuse or the explanation for everything that you're trying to create a narrative around, because that's what they do. They literally use these people as a shield for their crimes, their election fraud, for everything that they try to convince the people that Donald Trump or the Republicans are doing wrong. They use this racism narrative, and they use the Black community as like a tool, a political tool. And they're not going to, like, they're going to start waking up, and many of them already have. But it's going to be a complete revolt against the Democrat Party by the Black community. It's coming. I'm telling you right now, this kind of shit won't stand. They're figuring it out, and once they do, there's going to be serious political hell to pay with this stuff. It's sound clips just like that one that are going to do these people in big time. Anything else, Pinata?
No.
Oh, good, Tien.
No, I was going to ask, do you think that they're overshooting, or they're jumping the shark in this case, because they're going after Trump with that narrative, but they're missing out on the down ballot with the same narrative, the impact of the down ballot. Look at what's her name? Just lost the mayor's race in Houston, right? After being a long-term congresswoman for Texas, and that's her district.
Mm-hmm.
And she loses the mayorship, right? That's pretty. And then she goes back to Congress, which I firmly believe that, not to change the subject, but I firmly believe that if you're going to run for another office, then you have to relinquish your current office. She's running for mayor of Houston. What the hell is she doing going back to being a congresswoman? Sheila Jackson Lee is who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh God, it would have been great to see her without a job. She's the absolute worst. All right, let's
What do you have against boy lovers?
Let's take care of our sponsors, and then we'll get into some of the news here. Good to see Matt 1776 in the house. What's going on? I saw I Find It too. Lots of the crew that keep things running behind the scenes tuning in today. So great to see you guys out there. Thank you for being with us while we go through our business here today. All right, first sponsor is, of course, Earth Garden Botanicals, as they so often are. Amazing company up in Montana, run by our friend Jolene, who makes these wellness products like the white pine needle extract, a concentrate version of the pine needle tea, great for a good detox. They got the CBD products like the CBD oil tinctures. They taste amazing, probably because all the ingredients for them are locally grown, organically grown. So you get a really pure, potent product at a great price. Check out the orange ginger bergamot. That's my favorite. I also really love the huckleberry. There's peppermint, cinnamon bliss, cherry, unflavored for those of you that just want the taste of the herb. That's sweet, sweet herb. There's CBD oil for pets. There's the R&R Delta 8 nighttime gummies, help you get a good night's sleep. Topical cream, arnica salve with CBD infused or without for your sore joints and muscles. Load up on it, guys. It's fantastic stuff. Elderberry tonic, great for boosting the immune system. Fire cider to clear your sinuses. If you're a tea drinker, highly recommend all 4 of these teas: elderberry tea, golden potion tea, serenity, and like I said before, the sunshine and pine needle tea. Check out the critter juice as well. Get those mosquitoes off your back. This stuff is amazing. It's all natural insect repellent. It works really, really well, keeping the bugs, pests, mosquitoes away from you. And it smells good. It doesn't leave your skin feeling oily and gross like you're wearing something like some other brands do. All these products are top notch, made with love and care by America First Patriots. So go check it out. earthgardenbotanical.com, promo code 412 gets you 10% off everything you see here in the store. Another amazing America First company sponsoring today's show is our friends at diamondsoapco.com. America First as it gets. These guys, veteran owned and operated, family owned and operated. Harold and Laura are both Air Force Intel vets. They've been married over 30 years. They make all of their soaps and body butters by hand here in the United States using organic, all natural ingredients. So you got an amazing set of products here. I have personally fallen in love with Diamond Soap Co. and all of their stuff. The body butter is incredible this time of year, keeping your skin moisturized from getting dry and itchy. Because my skin always gets super dry and itchy during the winter, especially when you got the heat blasting. It's just always scratching and itching. But this body butter, a little bit of it goes a long way. Really relieves that itchiness. And then the soaps, oh my goodness, the soaps, do they smell good? The Bonfire, the Kentucky Bourbon are my favorites, as you guys know, but I've really gotten to love the Island Escape. The best way I could describe that is like a pina colada on the beach, a breezy beach. Sweet almond is warm and inviting. The cedar amber is really pleasant. The green tea cucumber is energizing, bright, and refreshing. Frankincense and myrrh was inspired by our friend Lightsphere, Lance, in the audience. You got lemongrass. Tian Homesteader inspired the plumeria, which is like a tropical flower. And I believe, I don't know if it's out yet, but they're working on a plumeria frankincense blend as well, which will be really, really awesome too. Guys, this stuff is really great. The quality is unbeatable. The company is an America First small business, and it's just a great way to support the parallel economy. Promo code 412 gets you 17% off everything you see here in the store. So go and try this stuff, guys. It is amazing. Buy it for your friends, your family. They will love you for it. Who doesn't like a high quality, good bar of soap? And when they try it too, they'll be blown away. I mean, this stuff really does make a big difference. Or get yourself some t-shirts. It's got men and women t-shirts, hoodies. Point is, go to diamondsoapco.com and just load up your cart with all this good stuff and share the wealth with the people around you. They will greatly appreciate you for it. Diamondsoapco.com, promo code 412 for 17% off your order. So
I've been using the body butter as an aftershave lotion, ointment. Works really, really well because a little bit goes a long way, but it always, particularly around your neck. Obviously, you don't shave full face, but if like me, shaving full face, my neck is my most sensitive. That stuff works wonders on that.
Yeah, and when you put the body butter on, like you smell it.
Oh yeah.
You shower the next day or whatever.
It's like perfume, but or a cologne for men. But.
Yeah, really. Like I noticed that because I had some really dry skin like on the back of my armpit the other day, and I put some of the Kentucky bourbon stuff on there, and it like I could smell it the entire day wearing it, and I mean that in a good way. Like it was extremely
today I cracked a fresh bar of the Bonfire.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Oh, it's so good. That's so good. All right. Well, yeah, guys, go check it out. Both of those sponsors are absolutely amazing. Diamond Soap Co. and Earth Garden Botanicals. You will not be disappointed with any of the products you get there. I promise you that. Tien, you wanted to play a video about the border bill, right?
No, it's not a video. It's just 2 slides, so it's real quick.
Okay. Before you do that, I just want to set it up with a video. I was going to use this as a cold open, and I just
go ahead.
Forgot, and then we'll go ahead. But MAGA War Room put this out, and since we've been talking a lot about the crime and what's up, Maven? Good to see you out there. Since we've been talking about all the crime and problems from the open border, I figured we could play this just to kind of set the mood here on Deplorable Discussions. 60 seconds. We'll be back in a minute.
6 men have been charging that brutal attack caught on camera.
A shocking act of violence.
2 NYPD officers beaten in Times Square.
All of those arrested were released without bail.
Why did these 4 individuals be released on their own recognizance?
The Biden administration is fighting to release as many migrants as quickly as possible.
I'll reverse Trump's detrimental asylum policies. There's no need for us.
Biden administration reversed Trump's policy on remain in Mexico.
Joe Biden to stop construction of the border wall.
It's a new day on the southern border. Here we go. The policy that made it easy to kick out migrants.
is gone.
He inherited the lowest rate of illegal immigration, and he immediately reinstated catch and release. And so when they apprehend people, they let them go.
I'll reverse Trump's detrimental asylum policies.
This is why they're freaking out and trying to flip this on Donald Trump and the Republicans, because they know what a bad look it is. They know how badly it's hurting them in the polls, and they're desperate. They're desperate to flip the script and change public opinion, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. And if I'm MAGA War Room, if I'm the Republicans, if I'm the GOP, I am putting a lot of money into getting that messaging across and doing it aggressively for the next 8-9 months as we lead into November. All right, Tien, go ahead, man.
It also is not working because they try to hide the bill and things started coming out about it, and now they had to expose it. And when they do, shit like this shows up. In this particular case, I'm just conveying this not to get on Bongino's case or anything like that. It's more or less so for you guys to have the correct info, because he misspoke or his team gave him not bad info. They did a cut and paste issue to do the presentation on the channel, on the show this morning, and he missed right here. Look what it says in the calculation and activation in general, but it says the limitation. Aliens described in this subsection, which is above, from non-contiguous, and it says 8 countries here, but that's incorrect. Countries shall not be included in calculating the sum of aliens. It really actually reads like this. It reads, countries shall not be included, so it says in subsection above, from non-contiguous countries shall not be included in the count. It means they're only going to count, if you read it in this fashion, they're only going to count people from Mexico or people that are non-contiguous states, countries.
That's insane.
So Venezuela and Panama would not be counted.
Or China.
Or
the Middle East.
The people coming in from the various countries in Mexico. It basically does nothing to stop. Either it codifies 5,000, resends the others to the port of entries, and you can say, how long will it take to get to 5,000? Never. So this isn't about Bongino being wrong as much as it is to get you guys good info or right info in case you watch the show. And I know there's a lot of people that watch Bongino, and he stressed on this one pretty hard, which is right. But it caught me. It took me aback by them putting in there and saying 8 contiguous countries. Not non-contiguous 8 countries. It just didn't sound right. And what happened is, in the cut and paste aspect, they included the row number, the line number of the bill. See?
Yeah.
So that's it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's not a big deal. Like I said, I'm not ragging on Bongino at all.
Yeah, no,
it's just more or less.
Seems like an innocent enough mistake.
Yeah, it's just a mistake. No big deal. As much, but since the show aired this morning and people are going to run with the info, I just thought, okay, let's, and I put something out on Truth and tagged him, and also on Twitter and tagged him. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that same, discussion, I got this article here from the Gateway Pundit. It says Mitch McConnell urges GOP senators to block border bill, citing political mood in the country has changed rather than flaws in legislation. So Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has advised GOP senators to block the motion to proceed with the border security bill during a Wednesday vote, as reported by Punchbowl News. This development comes after closed-door meetings where McConnell emphasized a change in the political climate as a rationale for opposing the bill negotiated by Senator Langford. As the GOP senators convened on Monday night to deliberate over the compromised border bill, it became evident that the likelihood of obtaining the necessary 60 votes to move forward with the national security package was dwindling. Quote, McConnell recommended the GOP senators behind closed doors that they block the border bill on Wednesday for multiple sources, because it's clear that most Republicans are preparing to vote no, either because they oppose the bill or want more time, according to Punchbowl News reporter Andrew Desiderio. McConnell explicitly recommended a no vote on cloture to the motion to proceed. According to several attendees, McConnell said that the problem isn't what Langford negotiated, it's that the political mood in the country has changed. He added, what a fucking out of touch moron. According to CNN reporter Manu Raju, a majority of the 49 members Senate GOP conference has indicated their opposition to the border plan. A majority of the 49 member Senate GOP conference is signaling opposition to the border plan, the latest sign that getting to 60 votes Wednesday to advance the national security package is growing increasingly grim. GOP senators have been meeting since 6 p.m. Eastern time on the issue. John Kennedy just popped out and I asked him about the meeting. He says, Manu, we are in the middle of an intervention. He said, I can't talk now. Meetings among GOP senators that extended into the evening reflect the party's concerted effort to reach a consensus on the issue. Despite these discussions, divisions remain, particularly over the substance of the package negotiated by Senator Langford. Langford clarified that there was no intention to exclude anyone, including House Speaker Johnson, from the discussions. Quote, we definitely didn't shut him out. He asked to be included from the earliest days, so we didn't shut him out in any way, Langford claimed. Speaker Johnson's defended his claim that he was excluded by Langford and McConnell during the border deal. Quote, when the effort first began, when the Senate was going to work on their compromise bill, I went and met with Mitch McConnell and he and his office and talked about how they were going to begin the process, he said, per CNN reporter Haley Talbot. And I said, well, it might be a good idea for the House to be involved. And they said, no, no, no. The Senate is going to work on this and we'll put something together that's palatable for the House. I wanted to send in our committees of jurisdiction, the chairs of our committees of jurisdiction, of judiciary and homeland security, perhaps foreign affairs, but that was rejected. I don't know what this video is. I don't know if it'll be worth watching. Let's see.
In the earliest days, we sat down and talked about it, told him what we were trying to be able to do, and he said, hey, this is the Senate and the White House trying to be able to work it out. The House has already spoken on this. We're working on trying to be able to get everything else together. The House has spoken, the Senate needs to be able to speak, and then we'll see if we can actually align bills. So we've kept them loosely informed, but from the very beginning they said, hey, this is not our product. House has already created a product.
Because he said yesterday that he's been shut out of these talks.
Yeah, we definitely didn't shut him out. He asked to not be included from the earliest days, so we didn't shut him out in any ways. In any way that he or his team wanted to be involved in it, they could be.
Two very different stories there coming from Mike Johnson and Senator Langford. I'll let you guys decide which one.
Let's say who wants the bill, who doesn't want the bill. I'll take the guy that doesn't want the bill.
Yeah, well, that's I'm assuming Mike Johnson is being a bit more honest in this situation, but
I put a Truth Social post. I think it was yesterday. It says the guide to the bill. Look who's backing and pushing to support it. End of guide. No, that was it. 'Cause that's all you need to know. As Dave likes to say, that's all you need to know. Who's pushing it, and you see it.
Yep.
I mean, for McConnell to step back now, it's hilarious because it's like hot potato, hot potato.
Yeah, and I like how he's saying that the politics have changed. Like it's not the fact that the bill is an absolute capitulation and failure. It's not that the bill completely undermines, the potential power that President Trump would have when he gets into office to actually fix the immigration issue. It's not the fact that you have to spend 5 times the amount that they're sending to the border all over the place. It's none of these things. It's just the politics have changed.
But you know what? I'm wondering now.
They're so unbelievably frustrating to listen to. I cannot wait until the day we have a Mitch McConnell-less fucking Senate. I wish this guy would either retire or just fucking die already. I don't want him to see him hurt or harmed by anybody, but like it's time for him to get the fuck out of the way.
Yep. And I'm wondering though, the interesting thing is the politics have changed. Well, what really has changed in the politics front? Nothing. Except one thing. Johnson became House Speaker.
Could you imagine if Kevin McCarthy?
That's the only politics.
Could you imagine if Kevin McCarthy was still there?
Exactly.
Matt Gates may have saved the entire freaking country by removing that cut.
Yeah, that's what I'm stepping back and looking at it. So what, for him to say the politics have changed, they always leave little drops in there, right? Of some kernel of truth. And I'm thinking, what politics? Trump has always been the same way he is now. So they're trying to push it on Trump, which we all know I mean, they may be successful, but it doesn't matter. From the perspective, we know that Trump's been on the border, the same all the time. So what has changed? Nothing. Other than you had a new Congress, a new House in 23 sworn in, and you had Johnson or McCarthy kicked out a few months later.
Yeah.
And it's Johnson that's saying DOA. I'm not being a Johnson proponent here. I'm not saying that, but trying to address what McConnell said and going, what politics changed? The mood of the country? Hell no.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point. And again, like I said, it just further highlights how important it was that Matt Gates did.
Yes.
Stuck his neck out there big time. And I bet there's 208 Democrats right now that are seriously regretting teaming up with Matt Gates to remove Kevin McCarthy, because if Kevin McCarthy was still there, they may have just codified the end of this country just the way they wanted to, his bill. So that actually, the whole dynamic of that situation, looking back in hindsight, is pretty spectacular, isn't it?
Yes. And yet of things that we will see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Particularly now when it comes to like the impeachment of Mayorkas and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things to see here. There's a lot of things to see.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there's the impeachment vote is today, I believe.
Yes.
I don't know when that's supposed to happen. Let me see. There's this live stream.
A Republican who asked the question whether somebody could name one meaningful accomplishment.
Yeah, looks like they're still debating this.
The Speaker, Secretary.
So I don't know when they're actually going to go to vote, but there is going to be.
Mayorkas did have one meaningful accomplishment. He lied to Congress. It is an accomplishment.
Many times.
And then get busted, right? That is an accomplishment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of perjury. If perjury is an accomplishment, then we have a very accomplished government. I'll tell you right now.
It's like there was a clip of Harris going out there. They were talking about how unpopular she is and all that, and there was a little clip about it. She's saying, well, everybody that sees what I do, that it encourages me. They when they see the job that I'm doing, they encourage me. And people were opining, and I turned around and I said, well, it's our mistake for assuming what the job is she's talking about. And I put an image of knee pads. Because it all depends on one's perspective of what they're talking about, right?
I'm sure she gets lots of pats on the top of the head.
Exactly. She gets a lot of encouragement.
We're not above it here. We can go lowbrow. They go low.
Is it Friday yet?
Joe and the Ho.
See, you have to keep me from getting on Truth Social before 7 a.m. My brain is woken up and it's like, okay, time to blast.
That morning coffee gets TN feeling a certain kind of way. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Anything else on the border deal or that situation? I don't have a lot more on it right now. I mean, it's pretty much status quo from yesterday.
I think it's not. It's at end of the week. It'll be over.
Yeah, it looks like it's not even going to get to a vote in the Senate. It's DOA in the Senate. It's such a bad bill. It's such a bad bill that you can't even get Mitch McConnell to get the establishment end of the party to come along with it. That's how bad this is. When Mitch McConnell is capitulating to the MAGA right over how bad this is. Now, granted, he won't come out and straight up say how bad it is, but we all know we can read between the lines here. when you lose Mitch, that's it's a really really bad bill. So this is such a horrible backstab job by Langford or whoever else negotiated it, and probably, let's be honest, was negotiated at the direction of Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell probably tasked Langford to go in there and negotiate this bill, hoping
it wouldn't have been negotiated without his approval one way or the other.
Yeah, so Mitch McConnell's kind of throwing Langford under the bus here, after realizing that the quote unquote politics have changed, which again is pretty funny when you think about it. Oh man, thank you, Hawk, for the cookie. Says please ignore Tim Pool, the fame fag today. Thanks. I have no idea what Tim Pool has been.
Didn't watch him today. So.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's been saying, but thank you for the cookie, Hawk. Squawk away, my friend. Good to see it. And then Dylan, 1954. Thank you for the cookie as well. What did now you got me curious? Is he say something on Twitter? Let me see. What did Tim Pool say? That's got El Squawko all upset. Let's see. I don't see anything that, I don't know. Just kind of scrolling through quickly.
Hey, Hawk, were you talking about the Twitter or the show?
Yeah, I don't see anything here that I would disagree with too aggressively, just like first glance, but it is what it is. I like Tim Pool. I'm actually like, I don't agree with everything he says, but I like the way he does his show and the way he holds discussions. And I don't know, I've always enjoyed his broadcasts. I don't watch him all the time, but the ones I have watched, I do enjoy. So I like watching people that don't always say the things I want to hear. Hawks is most of the time Tim is okay, but what he threw out about the Alaska National Guard going to Texas to the border that caused problems. All right. Well, maybe he's fearful of a civil war of sorts breaking out. Either way, that's all right. Tim Pool can do what he does. Like I said, I think he's a net positive overall. M the Painter says, I ignore Tim Pool every day. Thank you for the can, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I don't watch Tim Pool maybe more than once or twice a month, and typically just in bits and pieces. But the times I have sat down and actually watched the full Timcast broadcast, I've usually enjoyed them quite a bit. So I won't throw a lot of shade his way. All right, let's move on to some other news breaking today. Appeals court rules Trump doesn't have immunity in the January 6th case. So the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District Circuit ruled on February 6th that former President Donald Trump was not immune to prosecution for conduct that the Justice Department included in its indictment related to the events of January 6, 2021. Quote, we have balanced former President Trump's asserted interests in executive immunity against the vital public interests that favor allowing this prosecution to proceed, the decision reads. We conclude that concerns of public policy, especially as illuminated by our history and the structure of our government, compel the rejection of his claim of immunity in this case, the judges added, citing precedents. The appeal was heard by judges Karen Henderson, Michelle Childs, and Florence Pan. The decision was unanimous. Quote, for the purpose of this criminal case, former President Trump has become Citizen Trump with all of the defenses of any other criminal defendant, the judges wrote. By any executive immunity that may have protected him while he served as president no longer protects him against this prosecution. The Supreme Court has repeatedly upheld broad immunity from civil suits, but has not established immunity from criminal prosecution. Here, the court stated President Trump bears the burden of establishing the case for his immunity. He advanced arguments based on jurisdiction, functional policy considerations related to separation of powers and the impeachment clause, and the judges rejected all three. The ruling will likely be appealed by President Trump's attorneys, who decried the Biden administration's prosecution as encouraging cycles of recrimination for future presidents. The Supreme Court previously declined special counsel Jack Smith's request to fast-track the case, but it could end up there regardless. Anticipating such a petition, the appeals court has directed the court clerk to withhold issuance of the mandate through February 12th, 2024, holding on to the case instead of handing it back to the district court. If President Trump files an application for review before the Supreme Court by the incredibly tight deadline of February 12th, the appeals court stays its mandate until the high court has had a chance to weigh in. The judges added that a petition for a rehearing in the appeals court would not result in withholding the mandate, but a rehearing after the mandate has already been issued may result in a recall of the mandate. The particular appeal stalled President Trump's DC trial, which had a tentative start date of March 4th, but was removed from the court's calendar by February 2nd. President Trump has repeatedly warned that the ruling against him would have dire implications for the office. Quote, if immunity is not granted to a president, every president that leaves office will be immediately indicted by the opposing party, he wrote in all capital letters in one of his many Truth Social posts on the topic. Without complete immunity, a president of the United States would not be able to properly function. The Trump campaign issued a statement shortly after the decision. Quote, if immunity is not granted to the president, every future president who blah, 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 I just read all that. Prosecuting a president for official acts violates the Constitution and threatens the bedrock of our republic. President Trump respectfully disagrees with the DC Circuit's decision and will appeal it in order to safeguard the presidency and the Constitution. During an oral argument on January 9th, DOJ Attorney James Pierce predicted that favoring President Trump's interpretation of presidential immunity would allow frightening prospects. He cited Judge Florence Pan's hypothetical of a president avoiding prosecution for using SEAL Team 6 to assassinate one of his political opponents. The appeal underscores the unprecedented nature of the DOJ's prosecution and the relatively vague contours of presidential immunity, which was outlined in Supreme Court cases involving former President Richard Nixon. President Trump's attorney, John Sauer, urged the judges to focus on underlying constitutional provisions involved with presidential immunity. Mr. Sauer argued, among other things, that the impeachment judgment clause of the U.S. Constitution indicates that Congress held responsibility for trying a president. Criminal prosecution, he said, could only occur after Congress had impeached and convicted a president. The House of Representatives notably impeached former President Trump for inciting an insurrection on January 6th, but the U.S. Senate ultimately fell short of the 60 votes needed to convict him. Judges found this to be the strongest of President Trump's arguments, but raised a red flag with its reliance on a negative implication in interpreting the impeachment clause in the Constitution. Quote, the framers knew how to explicitly grant criminal immunity in the Constitution, as they did the legislatures in the free speech, in the speech or debate clause, the decision reads, yet they chose not to include a similar provision granting immunity to the president. The judges further explained that impeachments cannot be equivalent to criminal prosecutions, rejecting a double jeopardy argument by President Trump as well. As a result of the political nature of impeachment proceedings, impeachment acquittals are often unrelated to the factual innocence. The decision reads, President Trump could either appeal directly to the Supreme Court or ask the entire appellate court to reconsider the case in what's known as an en banc hearing. His attorneys requested that type of hearing for a ruling on the gag order that District Judge Tanya Chutkan issued in October, but it was denied. The judges also addressed concerns about their jurisdiction to rule on the issue. An amicus brief from American Oversight had argued that it shouldn't be able to hear the appeal. Quote, the chief cases on which American Oversight relies are readily distinguishable because in each, the asserted right against trial was not grounded solely in either the Constitution or a statute. The decision reads, accordingly, we conclude that we have jurisdiction to reach the merits of former President Trump's appeal. If the Supreme Court takes on this case, it will be the latest related to January 6th. The court already agreed to review a Colorado court's ruling that President Trump engaged in an insurrection and therefore was disqualified from appealing on the state's primary ballot. The Supreme Court also accepted a case involving two January 6th defendants whom the federal government charged with the same federal statute that was used to charge President Trump in his DC case. Decisions by the Supreme Court can be relatively narrow, but it's possible they could at some point issue a ruling weighing in on the legality of President Trump's conduct on January 6th. Combined, the cases against President Trump have complicated what's expected to be an intense campaign season. President Trump will be running against Republican contenders to effectively have a rematch against President Joe Biden, whose administration is currently prosecuting him in part over the response to the previous contest. After the January 9th hearing, President Trump suggested that President Joe Biden was attempting to use prosecution to boost his prospects for the 2024 election. For his part, President Biden posted on X that one can't be pro-insurrectionist and pro-American. Another post on January 10th read, Trump exhausted every legal avenue available to him to overturn the election, but the legal path just took him back to the truth that I won the election and he lost. I think he needs to go have another sippy cup or something. Anyway, there you go. That's the latest. Denied presidential immunity by the DC appellate court. No surprise there. I think it was 2 Obama judges and like a 900-year-old George Bush senior appointee that made the ruling. So to the Supreme Court, it will likely go, and we'll see. We'll see how the Supreme Court handles it, but you can't really count on them for much. They've been incredibly disappointing, even with the 6-3 quote unquote majority that the Republicans hold in the Supreme Court. They have not been friendly to Republican causes, or at least a lot of them in recent memory. So your thoughts on the decision, guys? Anything you want to add? Any color? Any additional insight you guys want to throw at this one?
Well, I didn't expect otherwise from there. But the interesting thing that it sets up, because even in the opinion, it's kind of weird. Well, weird in the sense of how it sets up something really bad, because it basically says that the president's only immune while he's president, which then basically says that all bets are off, and by this ruling, if the Supreme Court, if SCOTUS supports it, it's open season on Obama, Clinton, and Bush. Carter's passed already, but it's open season on those 3 because of, in essence, what Bush did going into Iraq. Now that we know that there was no weapons of mass destruction, right? What Obama did.
Yeah, it's that aspect is quite interesting. I mean, do you think there's some part of this plan or whatever that wants no presidential immunity, so these people are able to be prosecuted?
Maybe, but not out of this court. I mean, it just seems like they're short-sighted in the get Trump syndrome, right? I mean, that's the door that they're obviously leaving open. No president can then claim immunity. I'm surprised that the 3 that are living haven't spoke up and said, "Oh, wait a minute." The other aspect of it is, in general, is that word, absolute. I said that I was going to play heavy.
That's right.
On this. So I can see how the court would say that. And if the guy is citing this off the wall case, what the SEAL Team 6, the SEAL Team 6 theory, right? It's like, give me a break. But nonetheless, even if you were to extend that as a question, legitimate question, that basically says, if the opposing party is a Manchurian candidate and you have the goods and you off them, then you can be held accountable for that afterwards. Just because the insinuation here is because Trump, will kill his opponent to stay in office. That was the insinuation there.
Right.
But let's take it out of Trump and let's assume that you do have a Manchurian candidate scenario. And it's not Trump that's the president. It's somebody else. And they off the dude. Now he can be held accountable? Now is Trump going to be held accountable for Soleimani? Is Biden going to be held accountable for the family in Afghanistan that he had bombed, or that they were bombed because of the 13 soldiers that perished in the screw up that was the withdrawal, and he had a family incinerated? Is he going to get tried for that, or is that just fog of war shit?
Yeah,
See, they opened a major door here.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see what the Supreme Court rules on this when they take a bite at it, and how they do it. Because I feel
I'd be
like there
surprised
should
if
be there should be some level of accountability. Like I don't think a president should be able to get away with anything, but like you're saying, like you could really make it impossible to operate as president with the way that a lot
Correct.
of yeah,
Well, the
good.
mechanism's already there. The mechanism is impeachment, and they already tried it and they failed.
Right. But the question still stands, and to your point, Adel, of what is, let's say, excusable or not, right? Just for argument's sakes. But to me, the question is who decides it, and this is where Piñata comes in and says, look, if Congress, if House indicts, and the Senate tries him and has him guilty, that's the impeachment, that's an indictment. Then that's the body. Otherwise, you're going to have another high court.
Yeah, and I think it has to be Congress. I think that's the only like truly fair way. And granted, I know it's our legislative branch has gone about 7 miles wide of the original purpose of it, or the at least the way it executes now. But that is like supposed to be our most direct representation of the people, and ultimately, I feel like it should be.
That's why it starts in the House.
That's why it starts in the House. Exactly. So, I do agree that the impeachment is the best way, because at least those people are directly held accountable by the people, the people that vote on it. So it's not some bureaucrat in somewhere in the DOJ or FBI or something like that, or some judge with a lifetime appointment somewhere. I mean, it is the people, ultimately the people's house, that would push it forward. So I think that makes the most sense for sure.
Right. Well, due diligence says, what about the Biden's 10 million human beings? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can be looked at across the board. I was using, just to answer that, I was using an equivalent case as the judge brought out SEALs Team 6 to assassinate an opponent. So I was keeping it to the let's say, assassination, murder type of approach. That's why I was keeping it on a one-to-one type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other thoughts on this? We have to do the Pilled.net only thing, but if there's any final thoughts, you can take another 20 seconds or so.
SCOTUS is taking up it's getting a lot on its plate, ain't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be interesting because they have to then balance. I mean, or let me put it as a question. Do you think they would have to then balance all the questions that are coming at them? Yeah, because one has implications to the other. We had a discussion with Pixels on just on the 14th Amendment alone. Section 3, how many items are in Section 3 that they have to address? Some of them are directly applicable to Trump. Some of them are not. Have nothing to do with Trump. Have to do with the 14th Amendment as it was written. Right? Does it apply to the office of the presidency? Does it apply beyond the Civil War? Then the aspect of Trump is, does it apply to him under the insurrection if he has not been convicted, which is essentially the Fourth Amendment of due process, right? Yeah. So here we have yet another angle coming out, which is not related to 14th, obviously, but it's to the office of the presidency immunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very interesting stuff. All right, let's go ahead and break up the broadcast here. Those of you watching on Rumble, DLive, CloudHub, Odyssey, Twitter, and YouTube, we are going exclusively on to Pilled.net for the final hour of the show. Hope to see you guys over there. We got lots of good stuff to talk about, so do not miss it. I'll put the link in the live chat on Rumble and on DLive for you guys, so get on in there. If you're watching somewhere else and need help finding the show, it's pretty easy. Just go to Pilled.net on your desktop or on your mobile. If you're on your desktop, you just have to scroll down underneath if you go on your desktop, You'll see us live on the left side of your screen. All the live channels are there. We're 412 Productions. If you go there on your mobile, you'll see all the live channels scrolled across the top. We're that black and gold circle with the 412 at the top. Super easy to find us over there. So please come join us. I'm going to play a quick little video. We'll come say goodbye to our other platforms on the other side. And we will finish up strong in the second hour of our Tuesday broadcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and being here today.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@Pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back again. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in and spending your Tuesday afternoon with us. Those of you guys watching on Rumble, DLive, Odyssey, Cloud Hub, YouTube, and Twitter, we are about to turn all of those platforms off, but the party does go on. We will be live on Pilled.net for the next hour, talking more of these Trump legal issues and a bunch of other stuff that I've got in the stack today. So hope to see you over on Pilled. If not, no worries. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Daddy Dragon will be joining us. Very excited to have him start coming on the first Wednesday of each month. So that'll be exciting to get him on the show. So we'll have Daddy Dragon on Wednesday. Thursday, we've got Frank and Zach for Taking It Back. And Friday, I believe we're going to have Ben and Tina Garrison of GurGraphics.com. Really looking forward to wrapping up the week with those guys as well. So get on over to Pilled.net. Come hang out with us for the next hour. Otherwise, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you all so much for tuning in and being part of the first hour. So let's say goodbye to Rumble, DLive, Twitter. There goes